It went away. Here we go.
That was funny.
I pushed the button. Let's go.
I gotta push the other button, and then we'll go. Are we going? Let's go.
We're live. We're live. We're live.
Oh yeah.
To me, being a gangster.
I would like to present the Democratic nominee for president and who will be the next president, Kamala.
Oh, no, shut up, AOC, you're fired. Kamala, you are fired. I will be the next president. We stand with Israel. The rest of you are little pansies. Huge pansies.
Welcome to the thing. Merry Kwanzaa. Oh, I'm supposed to say locker room, welcome to the locker room, or I'm not corn pop.
Now that we're putting all of our promotional materials in our class, we go. What a class that if you can read you that TV logo with our new class.
That was the wraparound.
Get it? Just the move.
All right. That's the move. That's the move. That's what all the kids are doing. They're doing this.
Move, guy. I promise you. Hey.
There you go.
Brain kid. I may have been
I don't know. We're gonna start doing like Thomas, you and I are old enough. I don't know if some of the kids in the hall are old enough, but like the romper room intro, like when we see everybody, it's like, I see Pablo is here, and
I think I can do that. Wait, hold on.
Is here.
Let's put on our internet binoculars.
Yes, let's see who's here.
All right. Let's see who's here, boys and girls.
Oh,
I see Eric.
Yep.
And I see Pablo.
I see
and
Shelby.
I see Matthew. I see Mr. Nice Guy. Oh my God, what is wrong?
Oh, Matthew tonight. Welcome, Matthew.
Wait,
from one Matthew to another.
I don't even remember the age I was when I figured out that she was just calling out random names. And
like the most common names. Hold on, I gotta get this fucking bug, motherfucker. Got that fucker. All right, sorry.
I heard that too. Hey, welcome, Co. He says, I made it to a live show and I vow to stay up all night. Mr. Nice Guy says, howdy y'all. Matthew made it tonight. Pablo. Okay, can I just start with, well, you know what? Let's just get into it because Marco is not coming. We know that, right? Marco is still on vacation. Welcome to the locker room. I'm Tom.
I'm Matthew.
I'm Chuck.
And I think Matthew might have a little bit of a delay. Do you have a little delay, buddy?
I have a delay?
I don't know. No, I guess not. Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay.
As long if you can respond to the delay question that quickly, it's not that much of a delay. I'm just making sure.
I mean, is my mouth moving?
Now I know you're. All right, here we go.
Hey, there's Marco.
Oh, Marco.
Marco can be here, but not be
Marco is in the chat, boys.
Yeah, he probably he didn't travel with his podcasting gear, and I don't blame him. You're on vacation.
It's on vacation with the family. No podcasting required while you're on vacation with the family. Family's family, boys.
Pablo said that Marco may be coming, just not here. I mean, as long as somebody cleans it up.
Okay. There is a military saying. I think it's like the 7 P's or 5 P's or some shit like that. It's called proper planning.
No, it's the 7 P's. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance.
That is correct.
I was getting there. I was saying it.
Well, you sounded like you were struggling, so we thought we'd help because Matt. There's one thing Matt and I know: it's the 7 P's dead to rights.
Can't be stealing this thunder.
No, I definitely know it. Definitely 100% know it.
So I was like, I totally know it. Not like I don't know it. Of course, I know it. Guys.
Oh my God, Marco!
Preach it to my wife.
We need to see a video. Marco said he's looking for fist pumping at the Jersey Shore. You probably don't have to look too hard.
No.
I mean, it's almost midnight.
Guidos
kicking off.
Are those Guidos still doing the fucking greasy hair and the fucking like looking like that fucking
it's called the blowout. The blowout up top.
The blowout,
yeah.
The Jersey Shore.
Yeah. Broccoli head.
So I wanted to start off tonight because we'll get so lost in what we have to talk about. Let me just tell you, time will get away from us.
Yes,
100% get away from us.
we have.
So
to,
I wanted to tell you guys, I saw a movie that literally, and Matt knows I grew up a comic. I'm an old school comic book kind of geek where I came to punk rock music later, and I learned to play guitar earlier than I learned to play metal, blah, 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 blah. Like, took me a while. I read comic books a long time, and I had them in my closet a long time. And so I remember being a teenager, being a young junior high school kid, and reading Deadpool and Wolverine comic books and thinking, man, these are so like cool, and there were still the only Superman movies were Batman with Michael Keaton and Superman with Christopher Reeve. So I want to tell you guys something. I saw this, and I just want to play you a little bit of it. I saw this over the weekend, and I want to share it with you guys because this was literally the most R-rated love letter to 14-year-old me I have ever experienced in my life.
You saw it on the weekend? Saw it on opening day.
Now, Matt, you remember Deadpool used to be nothing.
But I care.
Yes.
I want to use that for something important. Waited a long time for this team up.
Now, if you had told me
In my world,
that in my 40s I would get Deadpool and Wolverine in a movie together,
you're well
like
regarded.
I would have called you a dirty liar.
You were an X-Man.
Right?
Yeah.
Let alone the guy from Van Wilder.
Yeah. He's such a good Deadpool.
Hero in my world.
Yeah. Watch what he did with it, dude.
He ain't shit in mine.
Dude,
God used to beg me to wear this suit.
This trailer,
So it's stolen. Beast.
Yeah.
I am.
has
He makes
gone
fun of
through-
Furiosa.
See if I can get to it.
Are you ready?
Literally the Madonna song.
Fuck yeah, I'm ready. I'm the Wolverine.
Okay, you saw it, Chuck?
Stop it.
Dude, he's fucking. They're talking about a Spider-Man Deadpool fucking team up because they're so alike.
So you saw it.
And him doing.
Yeah.
Makes it.
Okay, Matt, you did not see it.
I did not see what.
Did you not? You did not see Deadpool and Wolverine yet.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Okay, but
I
Chuck,
don't
you
get
have
how much.
I saw it on opening day. My wife took me out because I had been feeling pretty down because of some family stuff, and she called me that morning. Was like, "Hey, we got to fucking consider. We're going to see the movie," and I was like, "Oh, I was just joking about that last night. I was pretty fucked up." And she was like, "No, you
know what? Good wife.
Nice.
Good wife.
Good wife. Yes.
Yeah. So
God damn
I found the seats and we sat in the fucking front row and those reclining motherfuckers. It was great.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for it to hit Disney Plus or something and just watch it
No,
at home. So
no.
Pause.
Okay.
You don't want to
Homie,
Take a leak.
Homie, I will say
that
this:
shit real deep.
Top Gun Maverick was worth a big screen.
Oh yeah.
So-
That. Yeah, I saw that big
so is
screen.
this.
Saw Oppenheimer on the big screen.
No. So is this.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Sold.
it's legit, dude. It's fucking legit.
I will say this.
I'll head over to the
So
Grove.
watch-
It's walking distance, and I'll hit up the old movies there.
It's
Me,
it
myself,
is,
and I.
Oh, dude, Chris.
I had a beer drink.
Our boy Chris is in the house. Our boy who did the intro that I just mentioned that we need to get an updated intro, the computer animated intro for this show. Chris, who also did some of our 3D logos. I wanted
Where's
to say
Chris?
what's up.
I don't see Chris.
He's in the house on Instagram. So
I
have-
How come you don't see the
I have-
Instagram chat on here?
because you have to have the live video feed up for the Instagram chat. So once you start pressing go live on all the channels, you'll have all the people's. So we just
Okay.
But I won't be able to see
actually correct. So to that end, we're not yet. We're not there yet. To that end, update on the podcast, guys. Okay. So we've been talking about this for a while. Things are starting to happen. Matt and I had a long conversation, and Chuck and I have already discussed Matt's updated. We're just waiting for Marco to get back. We are going to be starting to do more consolidating of assets.
Yep.
There will be one website to reach everything. I'm trying to figure out the best way to merge our social media, guys. And I think it's for everyone to just follow us on both channels.
I think if we just put up a fucking...
Because Instagram's fucking war story is hard right now.
Yeah. So we have to maintain two. So we're going to have to maintain two Instagrams.
Right.
No, right, Chuck?
No, fuck no.
We cannot go live on war stories.
We can if we fucking stop posting stupid shit.
But we can't stop.
We need to maintain. We have to maintain an account for posting stupid shit, a private account.
We have to stay on brand.
Public account.
Well, no, we can stop posting. Okay, look, the stuff that you post someone with their fucking head split. Yeah, you're gonna get fucking banned immediately. Like within fucking 60 seconds to a minute after, I was like, what the fuck? That shit was already pulled. You're like, I pulled it and I went and looked and I was like, no, they fucking pulled it. Like, and if they saw it, they fucking immediately banned.
Okay, why don't they just put the fucking sensitive shit up? And if you don't want to see it, you don't fucking see it. I'm so sick of this fucking these soft motherfuckers.
That's not what did it. That's not okay. That really like set the fucking like that was the hair that broke the camel's back. But what got it beforehand was talking about the Secret Service and the sloped fucking roof. That they were like, you can no longer go live because you're posting things that have been previously flagged, or posts that have looked like this that have been flagged. So we're flagging it. Because posts like this that have look like this
we don't have to give them the inside baseball. What we do have to say is right now the best thing you can do is go follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, all three. Follow us on all three, please. Please.
Meta
combined.
And then we're going to be discussing how the live shows are going to be aired, who's going to be invited to the live shows, all that kind of stuff. So sitting on the toilet got that.
It was Chuck sitting on the toilet that got the post flag.
It's not the toilet, it's the glory throne. Okay, it's the glory throne.
Anyway, so please go to all three of those platforms. Now tonight we have, first of all, just go see Deadpool and Wolverine. Do yourself a favor, Matt. I know.
I'll do a little matinee action with me, myself, and I.
It is well worth it. Just to see Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman break the fourth wall about each other in real life. That alone, they make jokes about Hugh Jackman's divorce and Ryan Reynolds' hairpiece on camera to each other.
Amazing.
Right. So
because the shit they've been doing on each other's social medias leading up to this has been fucking
that's
gold.
Exactly it. So this is
great.
This is like when they say it's the team up I've been waiting for, they literally mean on all levels, as actors, as characters. So go see it. That's great.
Real quick.
They developed a bromance.
They did. Oh, they did. Like the dog. Everything.
You know what else they brought in that I would love to see, and I'm fucking chomping at the bit? It's fucking Gambit.
Hey, wait.
Whoa, dude.
Whoa. Hold on. I got something else I want to bring up.
That is a spoiler.
No, it's not. I didn't say
yes,
who
it is.
Or what. I just said Gambit would be great to see on theater.
Yeah, the fact that he's in it at all is a spoiler. By definition.
You just spoiled it. I'm just saying I would like to see Gambit in theaters. You said he was in the film. That's
stupid ass. Don't even try to play the Jedi mind trick. If you're going to bring up Gambit in the context of this movie, of course, that's the point. My point is that you should just definitely go see it. It, especially for all the movies that didn't get the respect they deserved or were ahead of their time before comic book movies were popular. This kind of gives them their moment.
What about, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I heard a lot of rumblings on the social medias about Robert Downey Jr. coming back into the Marvel universe as Dr. Doom, and a certain group of people are pissed off about it because they snubbed some black actor. Was Dr. Doom black in the?
No.
Doesn't he have a metal fucking face? You can't tell what fucking right.
In Fantastic Four,
Fantastic Four is a white dude.
Maybe the comic books, but it's also multiple different fucking realities.
Yeah.
It's multiple universes. Okay. Multiverse.
Okay, people. But here's the thing. I'm going to show you how nobody can. This is where my nerdhood pays off, right, boys?
I mean, it broke my heart when Iron Man died in those movies. I was like, damn, that's the end of that fucking run.
So in the comic books, Dr. Doom wears that armor and that metal mask because he has been horribly disfigured. He was a handsome Count Victor Von Doom.
It was like the solar flare shit in the fucking space, right? And it fucking fucked him up.
He was horribly disfigured.
Okay.
And in the comic books, he finally, in one panel, removes his mask, and the artist draws how horribly disfigured Victor Von Doom is. And this is the brilliance of the comic book writers of Marvel of the day, is because this will tell you everything you need to know about the psyche of Victor Von Doom. This guy who is so disfigured, he has to then use his technology to take over the world. That's Victor Von Doom's scar.
Oh, man.
So
that's tragic.
First of all, not much of a scar. Second of all, how does anybody say that's not what other ethnicity? Italian, maybe?
It looks like fucking it looks like what's his name who played 007 for a hot minute. Or no, it looks like not
Pierce
him.
Brosnan?
Not Pierce Brosnan. I'm thinking of the other English guy. The other English guy that's in all the fucking
Timothy Dalton, Roger Moore.
No,
what about the guy who played in Pineapple Express?
I'm so bad with names.
Starring again along with Seth Rogen. Who is that?
But you see what I'm saying? So for people to say that Victor Von Doom is not a white man,
he's white. He's sunburned in that picture. He's fucking. He need to put some SPF whatever on. But
now there are other comics.
Hugh Grant. He looked like Hugh Grant.
Oh,
didn't he look like Hugh Grant?
He was never James Bond.
I know. I'm mixing it up. It's some fucking English fuck that was in like he's like the ladies' man in the movies. You know.
Yeah. Check. Whatever. Even the comment section. Spoiler alert. Okay, so go see Deadpool, Wolverine. Robert Downey Jr. They have promised that Tony Stark and Victor Von Doom are not the same character. So let's see what they do with it.
Yeah.
In other nerd news, Superman has wrapped filming, and I'm very excited.
Yeah. Anybody else die?
No, nobody else died.
Okay, that's good. And the Teamsters freaking signed. So I'm going to be getting back to work. It's great.
There you go.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Now, for tonight, we have. Where should we even start? Should we?
Oh my God!
Should we start with the Olympics?
Let's start with Camel Toe. Yeah, Camel Toe. Let's start with her. Yeah,
because we teased that in our video.
Exactly.
Now,
did everybody see that video? It was very well done by the three of us. I mean, I just got pat ourselves in the.
Did they share it
in the back there? Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know if everybody who's on here watching on the YouTube
about this Kamala Harris saying
if you see these
elected in the first 100 days,
it means we're going live.
Take our guns. Come and get it, motherfucker. By the way, we still podcasting?
You mean like live or locker room live? Okay, it's a little self-aggrandizing.
Yeah. What else would I be talking about?
Anyway, so if you see those, we're gonna go live that night. Jump in with us. Now. Talk to me about Chuck. What did she say? What is happening?
Do we have video? Did she really say this? Do we have proof that she said this?
Mirror.
Yeah. I'm bringing that up right now. So explain.
Chuck, I wasn't really asking you. In the guise of doing this broadcast, I was queuing up.
Right. There's an appearance of.
I thought you
trying to.
I know. We'll get there.
So basically, you'll see it in a video in a few seconds. She's saying that if she can't get everyone on board with taking fucking guns, she'll give it 100 fucking days, and on the 100th day, she'll just be like, "Fuck it, I'm enacting whatever the fuck I want to do." Like a tyrannical.
She said executive order. She's gonna use executive order.
A tyrannical fucking.
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. Here you go.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. But I mean, listen, I don't think we lack for great ideas. As I've said many times, we've been having great ideas for decades. The problem is that Congress has not had the courage to act. And that is why, from the beginning, I have said my agenda includes attempting to get Congress to act, but if they don't within the first 100 days of my administration, I'm going to take executive action. Because what we need is action.
So
someone should tell her that executive orders do not supersede the Constitution. She might want to look into that.
She's a tyrannical, man. She's a tyrannical dictator, dude. She doesn't give a fuck. She's stupid.
Well,
she's American. She's commie.
She's not even. I don't know what she is. Nobody knows. Did you see, guys? Did you guys see what Trump was saying? And I'm not taking one side or the other. I'm just saying somebody like gave him a zinger when he was like, when I first met her, she was Indian, and all of a sudden now she's become black. I don't know when that happened.
Yeah, well, she's boch, and she runs on whatever suits her needs.
So what is the deal with that?
So she's half Indian and half black. So when she wants to say that she's
isn't one of her parents not like one of her parents is only like half black, and then
but you could still I mean, just like with the you throw that in there.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is that like when people want it to, doesn't they pick and choose what race is more important.
Look at Barack Obama. Everybody says, first black president. He's half black and half white. So yes, you look at him, you would assume, yes, this man is, black.
Did you see how long it took him to come out and support her?
Yeah.
He.
So her mother is like Indian, like Indian.
Yeah, like 7-Eleven, not casino.
Right.
I said what I fucking said.
So I'm looking up. Okay, bro. It's funny. Donald J. Harris. There is no Jamaican. There you go. Okay, born. Okay. So dad is Jamaican.
Yeah.
Right. So also not African. So not African American.
Well, black. I mean, it's Elon Musk is African American, and he's fucking white.
Everybody likes to throw out African American. Yeah, I always like to point out. Do you know there's black people that aren't from? Like you.
Do you think Egyptians?
I'm English because I'm white. Right?
Do Egyptians identify as African American?
Yeah,
they're not.
I mean,
they're not black, but they're
Egyptian.
Egypt's in Africa, Libya.
Right, North Africa.
Core Egyptian women, like, no, they're fucking like, I'm Egyptian. Like, they hold that funny man store as Egyptian. His mom was fucking crazy.
Yeah. So anyway,
core Egyptian.
So this is why I ask, because she, I guess, did a thing with Mindy Kaling. Now, Mindy Kaling is most famous for being the woman who ruined Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
However, she is also famous for sucking in The Office. Now,
metaphorically,
being terrible. Okay, so this is Mindy Kaling, the murderer of all things wholesome over at Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And the Hanna-Barbera guilty party of the Hanna-Barbera massacre with Kamala Harris.
My Indian food. Can I just tell you something?
Yeah.
Indy and Kamala make a solid dosa. Now it's with you guys. Mindy's house in LA, and Kamala comes over and hugs her like they're old friends.
They just met.
Are you stressed for making Indian food?
It's literally too long of a hug for people that have just met.
Oh my! You have no idea. This is how my mother kept all of her stuff.
This is so funny. I told my dad I was like bringing over the stuff from the store. He's like, obviously, I put them in Taster's Choice.
Right. So they get here.
South Indian food for you.
Yes.
Internet. Old-fashioned way, which is I printed out a recipe from the internet.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so when I told my dad that I was going to be cooking South Indian food for you, he was extremely excited. He said, "I shall get the spices," but he took them all. Perfect. It's basically true.
Okay, here we go.
So we're both Indian.
Yeah.
So this is really
so
cool.
excited about.
Now, this is here we go. This is where I love it, because this woman has been touted as the first black female presidential candidate ever.
Right.
But is she? Or does she know?
To have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian.
Yes.
But actually, we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people we're related already, so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so, were you raised eating South Indian food?
South Indian food, lots of rice and yogurt, potato curry, dal, lots of dal.
That's all I can stand, and I can't stand.
Yeah,
guys.
Quick question.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you know? Well, I'm not so disappointed. So you know how like Jews?
No, I'm saying, oh God, is it? Man, dig the cactus out of your ass and don't worry about it. I was just saying I'm exasperated at listening to Kamala Harris claim to be whatever race is the easiest for her to be in front of that audience.
Listen.
Linda.
So, you know how Jews, if your mom is 100% Jew or primarily Jew, like you're 100% Jew of the offspring, right? Like your kids.
So, are you talking about the Jewish gene being matriarchal, matrilineal?
Right, yeah.
Yes.
So you say you're 100%, you marry a fucking guy, he's fucking got a little bit in him, and he doesn't have any, but because your mom's over 50%, you're 100% Jew. Now, does that go for the same thing? Because my wife's 100%, or my wife's 50% Jew, so she's technically a fucking 100% Jew. The way that they fucking look at it, I guess, is the way that it's being explained to me. Mm-hmm. Is that the same thing for her mom? Because her mom's 100% Indian, right? So that makes her like 100% Indian.
Well,
right?
So it's a hard comparison because Jewish people have the distinction of being both an ethnicity and a religion.
Yeah. I'm just curious. I didn't know if that was the same thing.
I mean, I don't even know how to answer. I think there's a DNA question about can you prove that somebody is Jewish by DNA? Because I think what you would end up proving is that they're Middle Eastern and that Jews have kept track of the matrilineal lineage for like the way Mormons keep track of people in their roles to know who gets to go where in the afterlife.
It depends on what like genealogy you do, because Ancestry will be Jewish, fucking X amount percent Jew, but then 23andMe will be okay. You're X amount Sephardic, you're X amount Ashkenazi. Yeah. So
well, here's my problem though. She's running for president, and what
is the first Indian?
We're already hearing she's a border czar. She's not a border czar. She was the border czar as long as people were telling us that Biden was good on the border. She was not the border czar as long as people were telling us that, oh, the border sucks. We know it. We're trying to change it. And it was the other side that sat in the way. You can't have it both ways, right? Now we're being told that she's the first female black person to run for office because apparently, although she's Indian when she needs to be Indian, she's black when she needs to be black. Because have you guys seen her accent change?
No,
you didn't see this. So apparently she was in front of a bunch of people in Atlanta, and you can literally watch her accent kind of
what up, bro?
Evolve as she's talking. Let me see if I can find the clip of it.
She's supposed to crack on weekends.
What?
Fucking Pablo.
Oh.
Dude.
So anyway, what I'm saying is that can we stop trying to retroactively paint her into somebody different than what she's been this whole time? Like, I really don't understand where we're at with this. I've never been one to try and paint any political candidate other than what they frickin' are. And I feel like we're doing the Emperor's New Clothes. Here, look at this. This is the clip.
And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024. Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Listen.
So let's get right down. So I'm gonna get into some business now. Okay, I'm gonna get into some business now. All right. So Georgia, as many of you know, and you all helped us win in 2020, and we're gonna do.
Pretty obvious, right? Now, you're gonna give me the argument that she passing, right? And that's how she really talked. No. You know how she really talks? Is, oh my gosh, I went down to the country club nothing. And I looked at this black man cutting the grass on the 9th green. And let me tell you, that's how she talked. She was born with a silver spoon up her ass and knee pads. Like I'm gonna ring this bell. She's terrible, right? Like you don't have to vote for. I just don't. I want to explain to you why she's a terrible person. And if you still want to vote for her, please do. Like if her politics is that important that you'll vote for that and I guess kind of I'm the same way because politics trump the person's personality for me. I don't know. That's all. I couldn't believe seeing her comments about the Second Amendment because you cannot come take guns with just a swipe of the pen.
Nope.
And now Biden wants to have term limits for the Supreme Court.
I'm thinking we can start a different place with that.
Let's start in Congress.
Yeah.
Let's start in the Senate.
Yeah, Congress and Senate should have some term limits. The problem is they're the ones that have to approve that fucking measure.
Right. And why would you vote to tell yourself you can't?
Exactly. Motherfuckers.
Okay. Well, so I guess we should then spend a little bit of time talking about the opening ceremony at the Olympics.
There's a couple other things I want to touch on with the Olympics too that I just found out about today, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, the Olympics is not going well in France.
No, not at all.
Right. So if you guys don't know the controversy over the opening ceremonies, I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but there's a whole segment online that finds the opening ceremonies offensive. And then there's a whole section of people online that find them satanic.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole section of people online that says, oh, who gives a shit? And then there's a whole section of people online that say, oh, you guys totally missed the point. You're clearly ignorant of history and you don't even know what you're talking about.
And those are usually the most clearly ignorant people of history because they get their history from social media and they're about 20-something fucking years old.
And those are also the ones who are anti-Christian, anti-God, anti-everything, and they believe in fucking Baphomet and all that other bullshit, and they're the weirdos, in my honest opinion. There was the whole thing. Did you see it in the opening ceremonies after they did that when they're walking that fucking horse, the headless, the fucking pale horse with the fucking dude with basically no fucking head. It was just like you couldn't see his face.
Oh yeah, the scene right out of Revelation. Is that what you're talking about?
With the fucking wings behind you, catch it at the right second, and it's like the fucking
scene out of Revelation.
Right out of Revelation. Yeah.
Right out of Revelation.
Fuck, holy shit! I was like, oh my
god.
Yeah.
One thing that
okay, so let's talk about that. You guys go ahead because I as a Christian, I've kind of been stuck in this place where I'm listening to people on the Christian side clutching their pearls, and I'm like, fucking calm down, you guys. Right. And then I'm listening to the apologists on the Olympics side, and I'm going, wait a minute, assholes. You know what was happening. Don't pretend you don't know what the fuck was happening.
So I saw that photo out without the fucking dual thing that I fucking sent. I saw it just as the opening ceremony. I was like, what the fuck? Is that the fucking Last Supper? And I was like, what the fuck? And then that's when all that shit started coming out. And I was like, holy shit. So I noticed that prior and I'm like, dude, it's not fucking Greek mythology, dude. You know exactly what the fuck you're doing. Like,
well, even if they were to say, oh no, it's the feast with Dionysus and blah, blah, blah. It's based off of that picture. Well, that painting was painted well after Da Vinci painted the Last Supper. So of course artists take other pictures they see and it's inspired and they're like, oh, we're going to do this, but we're going to throw the Greek, mythology twist on it. So it's like the most frustrating thing for me was watching that with my wife, who's an executive producer and a showrunner. and she's commenting on just the horrible production value of the whole thing. The cameras are way far away. It's shaky shit. It's like the sets they were trying to do, they stretched it too much along that river and tried to hit all this shit. And so she was just like ripping that, production value wise up one side and down the other. And she's 100% right, because it was just shot horribly.
Well, okay. So let's talk about a couple of
aspects. Wait, that right there. Pause that. Pause. The guy on the left that's in the little booty shorts.
This guy.
That guy. Oh, okay. So later on, when they were all sitting at the table, his fucking nutsack was hanging out of his shorts.
Oh, I think I can see it right there.
Might be
I think I can see his balls right there. Hold on.
Right next to a child that was sitting there. There's a child just off to his right. A kid, not like a kid, like I say, a 20-something-year-old, like a minor. And we are in Paris, and we do things differently as the new Americans. But they were trying to say it was pantyhose that was just ripped, and I'm like, there's no reason that a ripped pantyhose would produce a bulge in a male. His fucking nuts are hanging out of his fucking shorts, and if the kid would have looked to her left and opened her mouth, nuts in the mouth, that would have happened. Like, that's how close they were.
Shit.
Yeah, it was really bad. Just really fucking bad.
Let's tackle a couple of arguments on this, because I have given it some consideration after reading multiple idiots online. And in some cases, I'm like, yes, thank you for, wait, no, there it is. Don't help. Shut up.
Yeah.
And in other cases, I'm like, oh, you're making a good point. Actually, oh, wait, no, there it is.
Nope.
Shut up.
You started out strong, but there it is.
So let's talk about what this was. It was a gay Jewish artist's idea for an opening ceremony that had Greek themes and celebrated the Olympics and was shocking and he thought he was an artist.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Let's just set that aside for a second. Did he choose to lampoon the Last Supper? Absolutely.
Yeah. For
he
sure.
has admitted it.
Yeah. And it's been done many times before on many different movies.
Has the Last Supper been lampooned before in movies?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. Is the Last Supper is it really? I mean, it was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Some people argue that he was gay, whatever. Who cares? The bottom line is he painted Christian iconography. And if you don't know what iconography is, I'm not going to explain it to you here. Shut up and go look it up.
Yeah.
It became sacred the same way the Sistine Chapel, also painted by a guy, became sacred because of what it depicted and the significance it took upon the people who believed in it.
Amen.
Was this deliberately lampooning a painting that may have been painted by a gay Italian, but has become sacred to Christians globally? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was it depicting Dionysus and other Greek gods in a bacchanalia? Yeah, maybe. Right? Was that their intent? Absolutely. Maybe it was. Okay.
Yeah, there's Papa Smurf right there with blue testicles. I mean, it's right there.
I'm giving you all the relevant information, because here's the point, right?
That dude's got
ultimately what you have is a bunch of people who are celebrating the hedonistic, let's put it this way, hedonistic community, right? Where you can do whatever you want to anyone you want, as long as you're not hurting anybody. There's no morality except what you make of it. That's hedonism, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're celebrating that hedonistic culture, which, if you don't think the Greeks were not hedonistic at the Olympics, look at all the gay, wrestling, naked wrestling, wiener dick.
What's the old saying? Everything is permissible and nothing is true.
Right. So I get all that. But now what you're talking about is people that are obviously, or have obviously felt that they are the oppressed persons of a religious group, i.e. Christians, then taking Christian iconography and replacing the icons of the original with characters from another pantheon and members of the LGBT and drag queen.
Yeah.
It's what's called a polemic. It's where you like go and have a prayer meeting in a yoga studio to give the middle finger to Eastern religion, right? That's a polemic. Like you're making a statement against something by making fun of it in its own skin. There is no way to spin it. Like, yes, is it Dionysus and a Greek feast? Sure. Can it also be sticking their finger in the eye of the Last Supper, which is Christian iconography, and replacing Christian religious icons with Greek and transgender icons? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Would they have done it to Jewish or Islamic or Buddhist or Hindu religious people?
No. Especially Islam. Especially Islam.
Dude, they get bombed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It'd be fucking, dude, it'd be a
the
terrorist
thing,
attack,
Thomas
fucking
and Chuck, the thing that strikes me with this is here is a group of people that have been, maybe not these people, but who they claim to be a part of, this community of people that have been fighting for years for acceptance and preaching tolerance, and then turning around and doing exactly the opposite. They're spitting in the face of the people they want to accept them. And it's like, how's that going to play out for you?
At an event that is supposed to unite all of humankind, all nations. It's supposed to unite all nations in sports. It's supposed to honor everyone coming together to compete in the, well, then again, they also picked DJ KFC to play Jesus in the fucking Bacchanalia. And how are you going to celebrate the best athletes in the world with my 600-pound life at the head of the table playing Jesus?
Yeah. And
that's a fucking insult to the Olympics in and of themselves. I'm sorry if her arteries are body positive, but try a body positive artery in the 100-yard dash and you'll have a fucking heart attack.
Maybe she's part of the Special Olympics.
So another thing, when was it that Greece had the Summer Games? Was it 2004? I want to say it was 2004. Fact check me on that, but do yourselves a favor. Go look up the opening ceremonies for the, I believe it was a 2004 Summer Games in Greece, where all this shit started. And they paid homage to their own culture without doing even a quarter of what these fucking French people did. And it was beautiful and it was great and it was honoring the sports through the years. This is about sports. It's about these elite athletes that made it to this point. And this had nothing to do with that. And it had nothing to do with French culture. Had nothing to do with French culture. I mean, don't even get me started on the thing just before that where they had two what appeared to be men and a woman with the gearing up for the whole menage a trois
situation. Well, now you have athletes speaking out about mistreatment, some of whom are saying that their records and or medal performance are in jeopardy because of how they're being, the woke culture around the Olympics is forcing them to change even their dietary habits.
Oh, all the teams okay, here's the deal. When a country like Great Britain flies in a team of chefs and their own food from a country that is notoriously notoriously bland food, when they fly in people, shit. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about because I was reading about that. There's videos of these athletes showing their rooms, and it's basically a plywood box with about a maybe 3-inch mattress on top of it. Like that's these people fought their whole life to get to the elite point in their sport, to get accepted and make it into the Olympics. And then they go into the Olympic Village and they're trying to eat, and it's, Impossible Chicken and Beyond Meat and all this shit because France said they were very proud that their plant-based meals were going to have half their carbon footprint. And these athletes are like, no, I need a steak. Like I need a chunk of cow. I need some actual eggs.
Nothing but veggie.
Fuckers.
Yeah.
I need my protein.
Yeah. So a lot of these countries, and there's been a mass exodus of athletes leaving the village to just go, using their own money.
There was a Brazilian swimmer that got booted for taking a night out on the town with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
So you guys have heard of the CrossFit Games, right?
Yes.
I mean, who hasn't? They always tell you within 2 minutes of entering the bar.
Yes.
Well, this is not cross. It's the games. So it's like the high end shit. Like So I worked the CrossFit Games.
Oh, so 3 minutes after what?
So I knew the guys who knew Dave Castro. It didn't matter. I knew all the top guys up there, and I worked it with them. And I was part of security. And we would go into the village, basically their village, right? And we would have food. It was all fucking catered. Let me fucking tell you, these are elite athletes, right? The same people who are fucking Olympic level status fucking people, the amount they train, it's crazy. The food catering was all meat. You had some carbohydrates, but it primarily consisted of fucking red meat, protein, chicken, high protein stuff, fish, stuff like that, so that they could keep their caloric intake up and they could keep their protein level up. And that's a fraction of what the fucking Olympics are, right? You have so many high-end fucking athletes, right, competing there, and you want to serve them fucking beans and chickpeas in the form of a burger?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're not serving me an Impossible Burger. You're serving me a fucking tomahawk steak.
Yeah, absolutely. And dude, that's ridiculous. So they're flying in people like chefs to produce to feed them and so they can have sustenance, so they can keep going, because they can't sustain a fucking vegan fucking lifestyle if they've been eating, high protein.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, that's
meals, right? Because they're burning so many calories.
Well, yeah, and that's what I tell everybody. Like when people find out, friends or family members, and I pass on the veggies and all that shit, and they're like, "Oh, you're not gonna, veggies are good for you." I'm like, that may be the case, but I get everything I need from animal protein and fruit. Yeah. Yes, there are stuff in vegetables, but everything I need is in meat and organs from animals and fruit. That stuff is not available in vegetables. It's just not. You can't. You can't. So if you just eat meat and fruit, and I waver here and there. If it's gonna, with my wife's youngest sister, she's vegetarian or vegan or something. I don't fucking keep track of that, but she doesn't eat meat. And one Christmas in Sweden, she made this salad thing, and she's like, "Are you going to try some of this?" I'm like, "No, I don't really eat that." And she huffed and puffed about it. So I took a little bit and I ate some of it just to,
right. It's like an
olive branch, it's not going to kill me, but it's like, fine. If this is going to shut you up, because the one thing about vegans is they try to force their lifestyle on everybody else.
Right.
And people like me, I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you eat. You want to eat fucking plants and shit, fucking have at it. That's fucking great. I'm going to eat what I'm going to eat. And I'm not going to fucking force my meat on you. No pun intended.
Hashtag me too.
Yeah.
You are a vegetarian, bro. You are a vegetarian.
Everything I eat is animal based. Everything I eat
is
animal
including the meat.
Based too.
It's plant based. It's all plant based. It's all plant based.
Eat the plants and you eat the animals.
That's where I get my greens. The cows, I eat nothing but grass-fed, grass finished beef. So they're eating the greens, and then I'm eating it by proxy through them. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Oh my God. It's like that Turning Point USA when the guy was telling the kid, it's on the internet, look it up, I don't care. But he was telling the kid's like, well, capitalism exploits the lower class, who exploits this working man, blah, blah, blah. He goes, what? He goes, yeah. And he spouts off his Marxist bullshit. And he goes, so give up your iPhone. And he goes, what? Well, I mean, no. And he goes, why don't you want to give up your... Well, it's such a pervasive system that there's no point in not having... He goes, no, you have a choice. You go live with the Amish. You go give it up. You could stop enjoying the fruits of the labors of the capitalist system that makes its money off the backs of the oppressed. You could go live like the Amish do. And he's like, well, I enjoy having an iPhone. And he's like, oh, you enjoy having an iPhone. Oh, see... Yeah, so therein lies the thing, is that you're a fucking hypocrite.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's like 90% of all the fucking liberal arguments right now. It's all hypocritical, dude. It's nothing makes sense. It's if you don't live like me, believe like me, think like me, you're fucking wrong.
There was a video I saw of a guy. He wore a Trump shirt to a Biden rally and a Biden shirt to a Trump rally. I wanted to see how he got different treatment.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it was death threats at the Biden rally with a Trump shirt on. And it was, hey man, it's cool. Just, watch out when you're at the Trump rally, you're in a Biden shirt.
Well, so, the people that beat the tolerance drum are usually the most intolerant of any opposing ideas, which is
correct.
Again, the hypocrisy at its finest.
Yeah, for sure. Well, last but not least, there was a topic that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Do you guys know who Mr. Beast is?
I found out.
The guy who makes the fucking chocolates and hands out money at like Walmarts and shit.
Well, let's back up from the guy who makes the chocolates, because he ain't Willy Wonka.
Correct.
He started out, Matt, I think he started out as a YouTuber or a gamer or like a Twitch streamer.
He was a YouTuber, a very, very young YouTuber. Like he was a kid when he was doing this shit.
Yeah. So early days of YouTube.
He's been doing this for a minute, like since YouTube started, he was an influencer before influencers were influencers.
Right. And at some point he, I guess at some point,
you're a philanthropist.
Well, okay.
That's what
somebody other than me should explain it, because I have feelings about Mr. Beast. So maybe Chuck, you should explain it, because I don't want to color the listener's opinion by immediately talking about what a piece of shit he is.
Right. So don't get me wrong. The guy's a fucking cunt. So first and foremost, he's a cunt. But before I knew anything regarding that colored him, he was one of those guys. He was a philanthropist. He started out doing YouTube, and he would go to places like, let's say, a Walmart, and he'd be like, "Hey, I'm going to be coming to Walmart, and I'm going to hand out money," and that's how he got all these views. He used to get all these views and likes and shit, because he would have so many people show up to a Walmart where he would just fucking hand out money, and that's how he got his views. And so he would go to a low income area of fucking Walmart, and he would hand out money, and he did things like that. And then it grew to other things. And then he started using that money that he was making from YouTube. And then he started.
He was like 13 when he uploaded his first video, right?
Yeah.
He was just playing Minecraft and Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm. And he got views, and he started handing out money, and then he started doing good things with the money. At least it looked like good things, right? Where he would better off people. He would do game shows and things like this and hand out fucking Teslas. I watched a game show where these people competed in like this fucking crazy ass maze, and I was like, that's kind of cool, right? And then at the end of the fucking thing, in each stage, they would hand out, oh, hey, choose door 1 or door 2. Door 1 has this, door 2 might have this. Who knows? And if you chose right, you get a fucking Tesla. And he would hand out all this stuff, and then you pay.
So he gives charity to people.
Yeah. And he does
the internet.
Correct. When the cameras are rolling.
Simplest way to put it, right? He does.
Yeah. He builds water wells in
Africa.
Did 100 water wells in Africa. He built 100 tiny homes and gave them to people in Central and South America that were displaced. He does shit like that when the cameras are rolling.
Yes.
He's done a lot of stuff for the environment when the cameras are rolling.
So, the voluntary giving of help, typically in the form of money to those in need, that is number 2 on the definition of charity. The number 1 being an organization you give money to.
Right.
I believe that charity should be done in the dark. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with this concept as young men or young women out there listening to this. This is a biblical concept. This is a moral concept. This is an ethical concept, but this is not a new concept. Charity should be done in the dark. Charity should be done in silence. Charity should be done in secret. I don't know how your grandfather used to say it. Mine said charity should be done in the dark. Don't help someone to benefit yourself in your own image.
Yeah, that's not charity.
at the expense of their embarrassment. That is not charity. That is self-aggrandizement.
Right.
And so I don't care how much money this douchebag gives away. If he's doing it to become famous and because guess what? It's still a for-profit business. He's not giving away more money than he can bring in.
Right.
No, I mean, and it kind of boils down to this: integrity. And I learned this in the military and the police department. Integrity and always say and do, even when no one's looking.
Yeah.
Well, he only has integrity when people are looking, and when people are not looking, he's like, "Fucking eat a dick."
Well, so that's what we're hearing. Matt, you brought something to our attention. He did something in Vegas.
Yeah. I got a call on a Wednesday late afternoon. It was about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon from a prop master that I know, and he said, "Hey, Matt, are you available to work?" And I'm like, "Fuck yes!" Like, I don't even care what it is. I don't care what the rate is. I need to work because production's been fucking non-existent out here. So I said, "Yeah, absolutely. What's going on?" He's like, "I got a gig in Vegas. Start shooting tomorrow. But can you work right now? Like, we got to load the truck. We got to get ready to go." I'm like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, and he told me what the rate was for 10 hours. And I'm like, beautiful. It's going to be great money. Hell yeah.
Can I interject and ask you a question for a second?
Yes.
Is that because ITSA or whatever the fuck it was for unions was not involved? IATSE was not involved, and they needed people on the fucking fly.
Well, okay, so
that's what we're
we're gonna get into that. So and he told me, he goes, "Hey,
we have to get the Reader's Digest version of the union."
Yeah,
so that's super complicated.
Yeah, he said it's non-union. I'm like, I don't give a shit because the rate, it was a union rate, like But the only caveat to that is the hours that I worked wouldn't go towards my health insurance hours and my pension, but I'm getting money, So I'm like, fine, whatever. He goes, "Yeah, it's for this Mr. Beast guy. It's a YouTube thing in Vegas." Never heard of the guy. I'm like, I don't fucking care. Let's go. What are we doing? So it was, 3 days of filming. We're going to be out there in Vegas. We got to leave tomorrow morning and you'll be back by, Sunday, Monday, whatever. I'm like, cool, let's go. So we head out there. And before that, I looked up this Mr. Beast guy and I saw his most recent video where he had like 100 other YouTubers, like one of the Logan Paul or whatever was a part of it, and he was just like
Paul's brother.
Yeah, he was a YouTuber, and he had like 100 YouTubers that he like locked in this like plexi block
was
box.
It like the biggest video game ever, like of all time?
Here's the deal. First, I have to say, once I got out there and talked to one of the many quote unquote producers that I met, because it was a shit show. I was told, hey, we didn't have time to give you an NDA, but please be discreet about this, and I didn't take any pictures inside. I was very respectful of that because I've been on sets before. But the one caveat is I did not sign an NDA. So I don't feel bad about talking about stuff, but I'm not going to talk out of turn because I still have to work in this town. I don't want to be the guy that
fuck
land by size. Yeah,
you're not going to say anything you can't say. We don't give a shit. You're going to say what you can say. We got it.
What's already all over the internet that anybody can read about because they announced it is Amazon and MGM teamed up with this Mr. Beast guy. They gave him $100 million to make. Yes, his budget is $100 million to make this show, and it's being touted as the largest number of contestants in a game show, which is 2,000.
That used to be a lot of money.
What's that?
That used to be a lot of money.
But after you see that, I mean, wait till I get into this. So, it's 2,000 contestants, which is the largest number of contestants in a game show ever. So this was at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas, which is where the Raiders play.
The Raiders? Okay.
Yeah, the Raiders where they play. Beautiful fucking stadium. Holy shit.
2,000 people on a game show.
2,000 people on the game show.
Filmed by a fucking YouTuber.
Yeah, and they are fighting for the largest cash prize for one person ever, which is $5 million. So they brought in 2,000 people into this stadium to fight over and it's like a series of challenges, and they're going to just whittle them down. So that the first episode, episode 00, which is going to be on his YouTube channel. Then the next 11, because it's 12 episodes total, the next 11 are going to be streaming on Amazon, and they're going all over the place. They're going to Toronto next, and they're going to go to Panama, and they're just going all over the place, right, to film this as they're whittling down these people to get to one person who's going to get $5 million. So Mr. Beast,
I was 2 people getting $5 million,
but there was a problem, right?
Yeah. So there were many
videos.
Yes, there were many problems. Many problems.
So here's this one. This is the girl. Is this the one? Let's see here.
Yeah, this is the first one. Yeah, let's play that first one. There's no sound.
No sound. Can I just say this real quick? After the winner wins and all the contestants get $1,000 when they leave, you are left to pay the crew and everybody else $94,978 fucking whatever
100,000. Yeah,
I can't math right now, dude.
That's the
fucking shit right there.
We'll talk about the $1,000 that was handed out to the people on their way out, because there's another catch to that. It's not what it seems.
Yeah, so let's get into this, because we don't have a shitload of time. But this woman says,
video, because I have received messages from over a dozen from contestants on the show, are pretty much all telling a similar story, and I find them to be very disturbing on the show, and still doing so. These people are genuinely upset about how things are going. They're scared for not only their own safety, but the safety of their friends, who are still disgusting and extremely dangerous. I wanted to read you one of the messages. With the permission of one of the contestants, accept their hush money. It was really bad. People were having seizures because they were not getting medication, even though we were promised we would. And it was 100% rigged. They presented it as though the game would be like Squid Games.
Now,
basically,
this woman goes on to talk about how fucked up it was, because they invited old people along with young people, and they made games only things that young people could win.
Yeah. So here's the deal. He pitched it as Mr. Beast when he was announcing it. He's like, think of Squid Games times 1,000. So there's going to be a very diverse group. So they took these 2,000 people and they break them up into teams, 5 different teams, right? Okay. So the first challenge, they're going to eliminate one team. So that's 400 people, and I'm not talking out of turn. She's already covered this. I'm not speaking on.
No, we're skipping forward. Yeah, right.
So the first 400 people that lost that challenge as a team on their way out, I was told they all received $1,000, and this was on day 1 of shooting.
Right.
And I was like,
now here's what the $1,000 was for.
Catered to young athletic men, people who signed up for Squid Games, not for American Ninja Warrior and Survivor. Why else would they cast elderly people on the show? They offered anyone who lost $1,000 to sign away their rights to join any kind of class action lawsuit of any kind. I didn't sign, so I didn't get the money. After this article came out and things started blowing up, they called everyone back and decided to offer an additional $1,000 per person to make up for any of the inconveniences.
I mean,
he's smart.
That's bad.
Fucking chick is smart.
That's bad. Like when you
here's the deal.
Like, hey, that money we gave you? Here's more. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but here's the deal: the NDAs that you sign do not cover crimes. It doesn't cover if you're told, hey, upon arrival, if you take medication, we need for you to surrender 5 days of medication, and we will give it out to you.
Right.
Well, then if you lose that medication,
that's deception.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
There's no getting around that. You can't promise your way out of deception.
There's stories of women who were denied sanitary needs for their menstrual cycle and bleeding through their clothes. Now here's the deal. I did not see a lot of this stuff because I was squirreled away working. Right. I was hired as a certain type of person within the union to do a non-union show, and then they asked me to do something that I don't typically do. So they hired me to do my job, and I get there and I go, wow, this is not what I do. You actually needed carpenters. You needed a whole art department.
And you tried to work anyway. God bless you.
You know what? We did it.
Very interesting email.
We did
that
it.
I wanted
Right. Now, here's the thing. This girl has like 3 videos up.
to
This
share
is
with
the third
you.
one.
As I mentioned before, I'm in touch with crew members and people working on Beast Games. I've also been in contact with the people who are the IATSE union, both in Las Vegas,
IATSE,
where the 100
basically the International Association of Stage Technicians and Electricians.
Stage and theatrical
the
employees. Yeah. The people behind the scenes that make the fucking train move. People like me that without that you don't have a show.
Correct. So anybody that works behind the camera that is not an executive or above the line personnel is in this union.
Correct.
And this woman is saying that Mr. Beast was willing to pay the money, but not actually get or do the full union.
Yeah, he didn't want to pay towards our benefits, basically.
That's irregardless. The problem is that he can't. The people that worked on it have no idea that this is not going the way it's supposed to go per normal production rules, right? So now you have this girl talking about
68,000 members and pretty much
people that are in the
large
union.
Sounds dramatic, but that's
I guess
mainly so
somebody wrote
Jimmy wouldn't have to pay the crew benefits, but also these unions require very strict safety guidelines. From what I'm hearing as well, Mr. Beast's team was in charge of hiring the crew and they couldn't find enough non-union people to hire, so they were forced to hire union members, branch of IATSE to its members in Canada, which is where the next leg members of IATSE. Mr. Beast, parentheses, Beast Games, aka Project Greenlight, and just a secret project name is Greenlight, has been deemed an unfair production.
Okay. Now, you guys understand, this is a big deal.
Huge.
And this is all on the heels of Mr. Beast just severing his relationship with the best friend he's had his entire life, who became a tranny and was then accused of grooming a child. Like, this is not going well for Mr. Beast. This is why don't take people and put them on pedestals. Human beings are terrible, right?
Yeah.
I have been, as a police officer, I have been asked, are human beings inherently good or are human beings inherently evil? And I say they are neither. Human beings are inherently selfish.
Yep.
We want what's good for us, right?
Which isn't always a bad thing.
It's not. But when we all have a mutual self-interest, right? But we're tribal. So the more people that it gets expanded, the more disagreements. The more disagreements, the more fractious we become. Like this is all just inherently divisive bullshit.
Yeah.
And if there's anything you guys need to do is you need to understand charity, real charity. Get off social media and go give somebody a fucking sandwich.
Yeah. Don't film it.
Don't film it. Right? This is human being stuff. This is not so, and I am fully aware that I am saying this to you on the platform that I am saying is the devil. If I could uninvent social media, I would. But since
it should have stopped it should have stopped at AOL chat rooms. That's where the internet should have fucking stopped.
Like MySpace. MySpace was like
that's it. That should have been the peak and no more.
Right.
This whole everybody has a platform, everybody has a fucking voice, but it's fucking stupid. It's fucking
I miss playing Mafia on MySpace and putting up my fucking theme music in here. Oh, dude, come on. You know what I mean? Like seeing dumbass fucking photos and people being stupid.
Oh
like,
God. So here's the thing. All I'm saying is that get off the damn internet and have a conversation one time, because the guy that's telling you, look how much money I gave away,
is not
telling you that he made 3 times as much on the back end.
Yeah. Can I say one thing? He's known for doing a lot of stuff for the environment. He's touted for his environmental, stuff, right? So they staged everybody, all these contestants, 2,000 people at the Rio Hotel in Vegas, which is one of the shittiest fucking hotels because it's cheap. So, right?
It's off the strip too, closer to the fucking Regent City.
So they had,
I got
everybody in their uniforms, but they didn't want the uniforms to be photographed. So they were given out black trash bags to wear as like ponchos over their uniforms, right? There's videos of them in the lobby in the Rio, right? 2,000 people in fucking trash bags, drawing a shit ton of attention. Mr. Environmentalist, when these people showed up at the stadium, when they finally figured out the bus, because the whole bus situation apparently was a clusterfuck. When they show up there, all these trash bags just get thrown in the trash can. Right?
Fuck the sea turtles.
Completely contradictory to preserving the environment, not like, hey, just wear your street clothes and we'll get you dressed
because
here.
Was anybody looking? Was anybody looking?
What do you mean?
Yeah, nobody was
the trash
looking.
can, yeah, nobody was looking.
Right. So nobody's looking
now.
Yeah, that's what. But how, dude, I'm gonna take you old school. I'm gonna remind you of a joke. How many straight edgers does it take to finish a 6-pack?
How many, Thomas?
1, as long as he's by himself.
That's right. Yep.
And I would like you to explain that joke to people as we end the show, because God damn it, we are 11 minutes over and we don't even have time for a closing segment. We can only probably come out with maybe a joke or two. I don't know.
I have to, my fucking eyeballs are yellow. My back teeth are floating. I got to pee. I didn't have the luxury of taking an emergency pee break.
In the middle of the show.
You
have to tell everybody about at least tell them about the phone number, because
okay. So everybody, we screwed the pooch. So first of all, if you want to get a hold of us, you want to shoot us an email, we encourage that. lockerroommailbag@gmail.com. That's lockerroommailbag@gmail.com. If you really want to call us this time and actually call a phone number to a voicemail service that's working, because we found out the hard way that our shit was just fucking done. Like, I
don't know why they just turned off our number.
They just turned it off.
But they did. They just turned off our number.
And they didn't tell us. They didn't fucking tell us. Big Tech hates us.
We have no idea how long.
We have a new number, and because of the 4 of us are all Cali boys, regardless of where we live now, I chose an 818 number because we want to represent the SVP, right? Yeah. So that number you can reach out to is 818-280-9822. 818-280-9822. Fuckers, you have 3 fucking minutes to leave your message. 3 minutes is going to cut you off. 3 minutes. And if you call during our live broadcast, Thomas's phone's going to ring. My phone's going to fucking ring.
We were going to give that number out earlier, and so maybe next week we'll give that number out in the middle of the show and see what happens.
Yeah. Go ahead and call next week. Hey, if you're still here watching us, you're watching it day after, you're not even live, but next week, give us a call, 818-280-9822. Make it worth us answering your fucking call. All right, that's it. Till next time, we'll see you fuckers in the locker room.
Bye.
Hey, real quick, guys. Before we end.
Oh my God!
What's the difference between a fucking priest and what is the choice there?
What?